How to know if someone is really God sent, not just convenient. Welcome back to Finding Your Spouse. I am Coach Vikkie, and today we are talking about something I think a lot of us have done without even realizing it. Confusing convenience for God sent. Here is what I mean. Someone shows up at the right time. You are tired of, being single. They are available. They are interested. They check enough boxes, and slowly, without ever consciously deciding it, you start calling them God sent simply because the timing was convenient. I want to help you tell the difference, because this distinction has saved some of my clients from years of heartache, and honestly it has saved me too. So let's start with what convenient usually looks like, because I think if we can name it clearly, it becomes much easier to recognize. Convenience often shows up disguised as relief. You were lonely and suddenly someone is paying attention to you, and the relief of being chosen feels so good that you mistake the relief itself for confirmation. But relief is not the same as righteousness. Just because something feels good after a season of loneliness does not mean it is God's best for you. Convenience often arrives with low standards in disguise. So when we are tired of waiting, our standards quietly start shifting without us noticing. These things that used to be non-negotiable slowly becomes, well, nobody is perfect. We don't consciously lower the bar, we just stop measuring against it as carefully. Convenience often prioritizes timing over character, is ready to settle down now, becomes more important than is someone of genuine integrity. We start optimizing for readiness rather than rightness. Now let's talk about what God sent looks like, because it is different in some very specific ways. Number one, God sent often comes with internal resistance you have to push through, not external convenience you fall into. This might surprise you, but some of the most God-ordained relationships I have witnessed didn't feel easy at first. Sometimes God sent requires you to overcome fear, overcome past wounds, overcome a habit of running from real intimacy. It is not always smooth and convenient. Sometimes it requires you to go into receiving it. 2, God sent reveals your character, both the good and the areas needing growth. A convenient relationship often just makes you feel good. A God sent relationship makes you better, even when that process is uncomfortable. If you find yourself growing in patience, in humility, in selflessness because of this relationship, even through difficult moments, that is often a sign of divine purpose, not just convenient timing. 3, God sent doesn't require you to abandon the standards you set in prayer. This is crucial. Before you met this person, what did you ask God for? What standards did you write down, pray over, commit to? A truly God-sent relationship will line with those prayers, even if it doesn't look exactly how you imagine. A covenant relationship often requires you to quietly retire those prayers because the person in front of you doesn't match what you asked for. So 4, God sent has good fruit that is evident to people who aren't, emotionally invested in the outcome. I keep coming back to fruit because, by their fruits you will know them. People who love you, who are not desperate for you to be in a relationship, who have no personal stake in your relationship status. What do they see? Sometimes we are too close to the convenience to evaluate it honestly, but people on the outside often see clearly. 5, God sent withstands the test of what if this takes longer I want. This is the test I think reveals the most. If this relationship was God sent, would you still trust the process even if marriage 2 more years to happen? Or is part of the appeal simply that this feels like the fastest route of singleness? If your peace about this relationship is dependent on speed, on this finally being the thing that ends your waiting, that's what examining honest. God sent relationships often come with a security that it is not rushed, because both people trust the process, not just outcome. I want to share something honestly with you. Before I met my partner, there was someone who was incredibly convenient, good timing, mutual friends pushing us together, genuinely a nice person, and for a season I almost convinced myself this was it, simply because I was tired of waiting and it was right there. What stopped me was not a dramatic revelation. It was slowly noticing that I was retiring my prayers to make him fit. I was lowering standards I had already written down years later in my journal. I was choosing relief over rightness. And when I finally got honest about that, I created space that eventually eventually led to meeting my partner, someone who never asked me to retire a single standard I had prayed over. So here is your assignment this week. Go back to whatever you've prayed for, written down or committed to about your future spouse before you met the person you are currently considering. Read it again. Be honest about whether this relationship lines up with that, or whether you have quietly been editing your prayers to fit your convenience. Next week, we are asking even deeper questions. Can you actually miss the person God has for you? I know that question terrifies some of you, so don't miss that episode. I am Coach Vikkie. Subscribe, share this with someone who might be settling for convenience right now, and I will see you in the next video. Also, as always, don't forget to join the RTWV community. Over 3,000 plus people to learn more, and also don't forget to listen to the RTWV podcast every Wednesday. I will see you on the next episode. This is Relationship Talks with Vikkie. Bye.